Well, I've got to say the text line's almost collapsed. Look, this is a metaphor of all the text. Today was my 11-year-old granddaughter's birthday. I asked, did they sing happy birthday at school? She said no. They hummed. They weren't allowed to sing. When is this madness going to end? God only knows. Now, look, the workers' cottage is anything but a cottage. And the workers, I understand, are all hired help because it's Christmas time and no one does it in style like our converted capitalist Richo. So it's time for our weekly insight. Graham, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
He's very subdued. I see you're a bit excited about Scott Morrison serving it up to China over the fake image of that Australian soldier. But, Graham, this would never have come to pass if Scott Morrison hadn't told the world that the Brereton report was full of, quote, brutal truths. They're not truths at all, are they?
No, some of them are just aren't. I think we're getting a bit carried away here.
Yep.
But I've always thought, Alan, that whoever I'm going to judge, and I don't like to judge anyone because let he who was without sin, but whoever I'm going to judge, I'm not going to judge soldiers under fire.
Good on you.
Because that is a different world altogether.
Good on you.
A world I've never experienced, a world I don't properly understand, and a world I will never judge.
Good on you, Graham. Look, I've known Graham Richardson for a long time, and I just want to ask him this question. What would you say, Graham, if I told you that an admitted war criminal had been offered, perhaps given, immunity from prosecution in return for cooperation with the Brereton inquiry, and he helped load up evidence against another soldier?
Yeah, well, that's appalling. That really is exactly what the Brereton inquiry should not be about. What it should be about is the truth. You don't load anyone up, mate. If you've got them, you've got them. And if you haven't, you don't gild the lily.
Graham, a lot of the evidence, quote unquote, was elicited under duress using interrogation techniques that would not be tolerated in any criminal court. I mean, I just don't believe this. And the Prime Minister tells hairy-chestedly brutal truths. I think the performance of his generals have been disgraceful. I've said they should be sacked. And they're just serving indignity upon indignity for men who put their lives on the line.
Indeed. Why is it always that we look only at the guys on the line?
Yep.
Why don't we ever look at command? I don't understand that, because sometimes command is way off beat. And on this occasion, that's certainly the case.
They should be sacked. Can I just share one serious question with you, which I believe the Prime Minister and the Defence Force Chief and the Army Chief, both of them should be sacked, should have to answer. How many soldiers who were subject to aggressive and intimidating questions while at the same time suffering from PTSD, how many have since committed suicide? Don't you think we're entitled to know, Graham?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the whole thing. How do you pressure people who are already having severe mental problems?
Absolutely.
I just find that appalling.
Absolutely.
And it's bullying. You know, when the crunch comes, that's all it is. You can dress it up and try and call it whatever you like, but in the end, it's just plain bullying.
Good on you. Good on you. It's opened some old sores, Graham, and the letters I'm getting, the men I'm talking to behind the scenes are just beyond extraordinary. And I could just say to our viewers, I had a text message only a couple of hours ago from Heston Russell, who started all of this when I spoke to him on this program. And Heston told me how his grandfather had listened to everything I'd said this week. And last night he said to him he was really felt very good about the fact that someone was last talking about it. But the purpose of the text message was to tell me that Heston's granddad died a couple of hours ago. After speaking to Heston, he was a returned serviceman, speaking to Heston the day before. So, I mean, someone's got to have a bit of empathy and understanding out there. Graham, you've been wonderful. Have a wonderful Christmas. I'm going to see you during the week, I know. But thank you for the pleasure you've given us this year. We'll catch up soon.
Good on you, mate. It's a pleasure being on with you. You know that.
Thank you, my friend. There he is. And that's Richo.